Hey you guys. Um, I have been wanting to do this post for a while now, and um, it's like a part two to the blog post that I wrote about anxiety. And I just wanted to kind of follow up on that now that it's been a couple months so that, people that are out there that have anxiety, you pretty much feel like you're alone when this is happening. And it took me searching for this kind of stuff to realize that I'm not the only one. When I wrote about it, I had so many personal emails because it is a vulnerable thing to talk about. Anxiety is one of those things that has a stigma attached to it that you must be crazy um, or loony, and it is not the case at all. It is a chemical imbalance, just like people with high blood pressure have issues, people with cholesterol have issues. It's nothing different than that. So that being said, you're not alone. And I've been really forthcoming with it and trying to talk about it as much as possible, because when I first had the anxiety, I had no idea what it was. I legit thought I was having a heart attack and went to the emergency room, thought I was having a grabber. They assured me I wasn't. They showed me the EKG, it was fine. But you can't get over that. And once you're in the middle of an attack and they just keep happening, they call them clusters, it's horrible. After the panic attack, it doesn't get any better, because it takes your body, I think they said, like, for one 10-second panic attack, it takes your body about 7 to 10 days to heal. So when in the height of my anxiety, when I wrote that blog post, I was having clusters of panic attacks. And when I say clusters, it was several at one time, because the one would feed off of the other one. And I spent weeks in a state of panic. Even in my sleep, I was in a state of panic, and I wasn't sleeping well. I wore my trusty Fitbit that was telling me how I was sleeping, and really, I wasn't sleeping well at all. And I was exhausted all the time, and my body was exhausted, and my brain was exhausted. But I had also shared in that blog post that I was taking prescription medication for the anxiety, and it kicked in fairly quickly. But because of that anxiety, they gave me an EKG where they found that QT interval that I talked about in a couple videos ago. And my anxiety medication that I had been on previously for years could cause that QT interval, but so can antibiotics, and so can grapefruit, and so can, just waking up every day. So, and it could have been something that I was also born with. We don't know. And like I don't know if I had actually ever talked about it, but it's slight. It's not anything the doctor's alarmed about. It's not anything that I'm on medication for. It's just something that we're going to keep on monitoring. And when I heard that, that gave me anxiety. And the medication did help. And it helped fairly quickly. And now today is, what day is today? August 18th? It's a Thursday, August 18th, I think. I have not been on the medication since June, the beginning of June. And I started it like the middle to the end of March. No, I started it either the end of March or the beginning of April. So relatively short term, 2 months. Because I only did one refill, so it was 2 months worth of meds. I chose to go off of it because this medicine could make that QT interval worse. There was no scientific data that the doctor found, but I was not comfortable with that. So I just stopped taking it altogether because, you know, it's just not worth it. And I was feeling good. But the whole moral of this video is to tell you I had other coping strategies. And I'll also tell you a story because something happened late last week and early this week. Late last week, but I had addressed it early this week. That could have potentially caused a downward spiral again. And it didn't. And I haven't even like given it a second thought. So I'm patting myself on the back for that because I am so happy. But I will tell you, I had different coping mechanisms for different times of the day, different types of anxiety, but I had one consistent. And the one consistent thing that I did do was use essential oils. I don't sell essential oils. I researched the stuff and I've been heading more towards the natural way anyways. If you follow me on my blog, you know my journey to all natural living, and how that got started. And I had been researching natural like remedies for everything from heartburn to aches and pains to you name it. So I had come across essential oils, and one of the girls that I work with, she sells it. She was kind enough to forward her discount to me, so I was able to get high quality therapeutic grade essential oils immediately because she was sharing with me her stash because she knew how much pain I was in. So I wanted to share with you what I was doing. So at night, we're going to start with the evening routine. At night, I drink this powdery drink called Natural Calm. It's a natural magnesium supplement. It's an anti-stress relief. You can drink it anytime during the day. I just choose to end my night with that. I got a pink lemonade flavor, and I make it hot and then I put ice in it so that it's cooled off. And I need to keep my magnesium levels up anyway, so this is like a bonus for me. It's really tasty. I'd make it probably like into a Slurpee. That would be really good. But I take that at night. And if I need something extra at night, I drink the Numi teas. It's N-U-M-I. And you can find a blend there from Numi. Has several different blends. Everything from heart health to PMS to relaxation, just to help you. And I would add in a teaspoon of Manuka honey. And I would drink that hot or, you know, room temperature, and that would be another natural way to calm me down. Once I got into bed, I would diffuse Serenity, and this doTERRA oil. I would diffuse Serenity and or lavender at the same time. And those blends just really just seem to make your body shut down and signal that it's time to go to bed. And I had gotten so used to sleeping with those that now I can't. Okay, so during the day they have a couple different oil blends. One is Balance and one is Elevation. And the Balance is to get you grounded, and the Elevation is so that you become more joyful. And then they have a motivational blend, which it works. If I need any kind of oomph and motivation at work, that's the one that I diffuse, and it works like a charm almost instantly. So essential oils was one route that I went. I was doing scripture writing, so I would open up my Bible and I would go to the concordance and I would find anything for anxiety, anything for fear, whatever was ailing me, and I had just a blank journal that I got at the store for a couple bucks, and I would just rewrite the scripture over and over and over again, until at that moment I taught myself to believe it, because when you're in the middle of anxiety, you don't believe anything other than you are dying. Another one that I did was I contacted our church, and I had set up weekly counseling sessions with my pastor. Because I commute back and forth to work, I couldn't actually go to see him other than the initial visit. So he was so awesome with me, because we had a lunch date every Monday for 2 months where we would just talk on the phone for an hour. And that helped so much. And just hearing his prayer over me, and talking about God's love, and just praying for peace and praying for understanding. And it was, and that I wasn't alone. Not only was I not alone with the whole world that has anxiety, but I was not alone with Jesus, who was always with me, and that I can call on him at any time. So that was also a big help. Another thing was my Aunt Clarissa had actually bought me one or two adult coloring books, and they were faith-based. So a lot of the scripture that I was copying, I was coloring them as well, and it just made me focus in on the words and on the meaning, and I just sucked all that in, and I just did so well with it. And again, I had a few people that I could reach out to that were really understanding and really understood where I was coming from, because they suffer from anxiety themselves, or they know what it's like to suffer from anxiety, and they were there to listen to me, to talk me off the ledge, to just give me some reassurance, and for that I am forever grateful. It's a big thing. And I, being a type A personality and having suffered from depression for a few years when Marissa was little, it's like this, it takes a toll on you. And I hate to say it, but it ages you. It really does, because you don't feel like sometimes you just feel so broken. But instead of writing all this out, I just wanted to put this out there, that I think about you guys all the time. And actually, the one person she actually left a comment on the blog post itself about her granddaughter. And if you're listening to this, just know that I have been praying for you. I've been praying for you. I've been praying for the situation, your son, your granddaughter, every single day, because I did not deal with this in my younger years, only in my adult years. I can't even imagine dealing with that in your younger years and not knowing what's going on, or even how to express what's happening. But just know that I am praying for you, and I think about you guys all the time. So I thought I would just share that as a follow-up to the anxiety. I'm not going to say I'm cured, because I'm not. And I'm not going to say I'm fixed, because I'm not. I'm a work in progress like everybody else, but it does get better, and you have good days, and then you have some pretty crappy days. But for the past couple months, they've been good in regards to this. And oh, I almost forgot to tell you the story. So I can't go into detail about it, but I'm just going to give a rundown. So there was a bit of drama that had happened last week. And not drama, but maybe drama wasn't the right way, but a blatant attack on me. And I took it with a shrug. What are you going to do? As I was talking to my aunt on the way home, and I had said, you know, do what you want. They can do what they want. Nobody can take, there's not one person out there that can take your home away. Granted, the mortgage company if you don't make a payment. But if you're making your payments, can't take your home away. They can't take your loved ones away. They can't take your friends away from you. And you're still going to wake up in the morning. And sometimes people think that they're more powerful than they are. And in the big scheme of things, you're only in charge of your own life. And that's to a certain extent. You're not in charge of everybody else. I am a grown adult and I can make my own decisions. And I may not like what you've done. And that's fine. I forgive you for being who you are, but at the end of the day, I know who I am and I know what I stand for. And something like this a few months ago would have caused me to go off the rails. Off the rails. The fact that I'm so blah about it now, just really nonchalant, blasé about it, really speaks volumes to me, because what I have taught myself the past couple months really has started to work and sink in. So I just wanted to share that. It's not, every bit of bad news that you get is not always going to end up being devastating. You're going to take tools away with every panic attack, every anxiety issue. You're going to take tools away that you've taught yourself to learn how to cope. And once you have those tools, it's like writing your name. You're always going to know how to write the alphabet. It's what you were taught. It's second nature. And you're going to get, it's just going to come back and you're going to help yourself. And before you know it, you're good. But like I said, I know it may not be forever. It may be just right now, but that's okay. As long as it's right now and I can handle whatever comes my way right now without freaking out about it, that's progress in my book. So friends, I'm just going to leave you with that because I wanted to leave you with something as a follow-up to that, but I didn't want it to be written. I wanted you guys to hear my voice and I wanted you to see my face while I was talking to you about this. I hope you are all doing well, and until next time, know you are loved.